Good evening, everyone. We are back with two more episode reviews of Star Wars Tales of the Old Republic, which is a project by Darth Varkor, I believe his name is, who's the original editor behind this. And then you have
It's
taken...
an edit of the work of Darth Varkor because he made Knights of the Old Republic movies, and then I'm just doing this.
Yeah, bite-sized sort of 20-minute chunks per episode, as you would probably get on something like Star Wars: The Clone
You get
Wars,
some pretty
or...
big bites coming up, I gotta say.
Yeah. So we're up to episode 3 and 4 today. So this is like the next 40-minute chunk of content. I realize that this is like a full video game, and I know someone commented last week saying, "Oh, can we talk about all of it?" I'm almost completely new to this. I wish I hadn't have read this beforehand and I was going in completely cold to this. Like, I'm aware of one of the massive twists that happens in this game, but for the most part,
I was very disappointed as soon as I found out about that.
Yeah, other than that, like 90% of the game, like I'm completely new to. So I'm
Once you
discovering
started
this.
watching lore videos on the Star Forge, I knew it was inevitable.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. So I mean, this is kind of like almost a joint project / stream between us, in that well, I mean, you could talk about it in terms of when you actually upload the episodes and people can find them at your channel, and then we're here to talk about it. So yeah, if you want to just talk about your channel a bit and when people can expect to see the new episodes for this thing.
Well, hello, I am JXEDITOR. You may find me at youtube.com/JXEDITOR. You were on it.
I know, I've got it now. I know which way I got to point. I got to flip it.
Finish. Keep going.
Oh no, I fucked it up.
I fucked it. Yeah, it's long gone. It's way over. It's over there now.
Yeah.
I do Star Wars fan edits and other fan edits, and right now I'm releasing episodes of Tales of the Old Republic every 2 episodes every Sunday, which I so far have been able to keep up with, which I hope to keep up with for the next which episode? So we've got 4 down.
4 down. Yeah.
So we got 7 weeks to go with a 3-part finale.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So yeah, 2 months. That'll take us into October, probably, won't it? And we'll finish around then, I would guess. So,
ooh, what's Charlton Heston's 101st birthday?
But yeah, so obviously we encourage everyone who's watching, who's interested in this, to head on over to your channel to watch those episodes. You've got between Sunday and today, essentially, to get them watched. And we're here to talk about them. So I guess we'll just dive straight in with episode 3 of
Sunday
Tales
and
of
Wednesday, because today it's too late.
Well, I mean, they can watch it today, can't they? Earlier today, if they've got nothing going on with their lives.
Well, they can't watch anything earlier today at this point. It's time.
But they could watch it earlier today, like I did. I watched both of these earlier today.
Watched it earlier today. They could not watch it earlier today, in the future, in the past.
Unless you're in a different time zone.
It's doing my...
Oh, are we good? Is your internet good? Right, so
I'm good.
We have a previously on. Let's talk about the previously on. So in the last episode, our main character, I'm still getting used to characters' names. Dan something, isn't it? Is that his name?
Let's just start. Yes, Dan Cash. Just Dan.
I need your help with characters' names still, because I'm still fairly new to this. He won the swoop race.
No. You know the first name. Just go with the first name. You don't need to know the last name.
He won the swoop race, which was like this pod race knockoff thing, and because he won, he enables the freedom of Bastila, I think that's her name, who's the chick who you can see at the top right-hand corner of this screen, Jedi Master who crash landed on this planet with him, and
Padawan, actually.
Okay, Jedi, I'll just say a Jedi, and they're trying to win her freedom, and by winning the swoop race, they achieve that. However, the Sith are really pissed off because they believe that he won by unfair means. He used that
wasn't a Sith. That was the leader of the other gang.
Oh,
that had
okay.
Bastila as a prisoner.
People are after them and are pissed off that he won the swoop race, And now that they've got her and they've successfully achieved her freedom, they're now trying to get off planet. And that's where we pick up. So yeah, they're looking for a ship. She's immediately struck with how Dan, the main character, was able to achieve all of this, and says that you must have Jedi reflexes to have achieved all of these things by winning a pod race, essentially, and getting past the Sith. And I'm like, he really just had to go to a drunken party and wait till everyone passed the fuck out, strip a couple of people naked, and get past some guards. Like, if that means you're a Jedi, then I guess they've really lowered the criteria now.
He also won a rigged race.
He did, yeah. He also didn't fight a Rancor.
He also didn't fight a Rancor, yes.
But he
Hang on,
did
what else
fight.
didn't
He did fight some Gamorreans and some what are they called? Ghouls, wereghouls. What are they called?
Rat ghouls.
Rat ghouls. He did do that. Did he do anything else
like, what else?
Amazing? I'm trying to think.
He survived the Endar Spire attack.
Yeah, okay. I get okay. I guess there's that too. But she's like, you must be trained because you are strong in the Force and have a high midichlorian count and all of that stuff. One of my favorite running gags, and I think I forgot to mention this last week, is the elevator gag. It's just like you've got that like just elevator view. It's the you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me in you've seen the Spider-Man films, right? The Sam Raimi Spider-Man films.
Yeah.
You remember Spider-Man 2 where he gets stranded on the roof and then there's like that really long, drawn out, awkward elevator ride to the bottom?
Nice Spidey suit. Thanks. Really rides up the crotch.
Yeah. Oh, I'm seeing that next week. I can't wait. It's going to be good fun. It just reminds me of that. So it's just the music, and they always just kind of awkwardly stand there in complete silence for a few seconds and just let the awkwardness play out. We've all been there when you're in an elevator. We've all done it before. Then they realize that they need to get a pilot, and I'm like, oh, where have I seen this before in a Star Wars movie? We need a pilot, so we're going to go to a cantina bar to find a local pilot that will help get us off planet.
It's the same cantina they went to last time.
Yeah. With those fucking Biff just playing just 24/7.
Gone to there is a different cantina that they could have gone to, but this isn't the one that they went to.
Just always Biff. I'm like, should I repeat what I said to you earlier in a voice note?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, they run into this dude is like a cross between Commander Chip Hazard from Small Soldiers. Please tell me you've seen that movie. You're a bit younger than me, so maybe you haven't.
I have. I saw it some time ago. When I was a child.
He's got the flat hair on the top. And he looks like a cross between Major Chip Hazard and John Kreese from The Karate Kid. Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it? Like he just looks like him. So for the purposes of the rest of this review, I'm just going to refer to him as John Kreese because that's what he fucking looks like. And he's like, I'm this badass fucking mercenary who I don't think is Mandalorian, but he mentions that he fought with the Mandalorians. Oh, he is a Mandalorian.
No, he's a Mandalorian.
So already we have instant beef between him and Bastila because Jedi and Mandalorians really don't like each other at this time in history.
Yeah, they there was just a war, just then.
A big fucking war. And I know that's going to play a part in the Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic too. Anyway, he agrees to help them. He says that, and correct me if I'm wrong, he knows a guy who also knows a guy who has a ship that can get them off, and it's the fucking name of the ship's escape, the Ebon Hawk?
Yeah.
Fuck yes. Okay, good. And it's owned by this...
It's the Ebon Hawk.
Yeah, and it's owned by one of the extras of Goodfellas, or Godfather. This crime boss dude who
his
talks
boss.
his
His boss, because he works for the exchange.
Yeah, he's like, hey, take the cannoli. He's that kind of guy.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. You could join the exchange.
But
Sorry, but that ain't gonna happen.
but
He says
so this
that.
is where I get a little bit lost, and this is where it gets mired in video game fetch quest shit. It's like, I agree to help you, and I know a guy who has a ship. However, first we need a droid. Is this a droid that can make the navigations and calculations or something? Or
Okay, so the excuse that Dan gives is they need that ship would have to have a top of the line security. It's like, well, you'd need an astromech to get through that security. Except the security they're actually talking about is the security at the Sith base, where they would get the codes to break the quarantine. But that's just another side quest.
yeah, but
So
what?
he so
Yeah.
it's literally so the excuse is they need the droid to hack past Davik's security once they're already on the ship, so
Mhm.
they can like take off and use the navigomputer and so on.
So Dan goes off in search of the droid, and then his friend, who I'm still trying to remember the names here, sorry, is talking to Bastila. And what happens is this beautiful like intercutting of these two conversations. And I really like how it's paced and how it's edited. He goes to purchase the droid, and she's speaking. I think it's Huttese. It sounds like Huttese
Yeah.
anyway. And she says like it'll cost 1,000 credits, and he's like, "The fuck? Like how much?" And then it will cut back. And what I love is Dan's friend is just giving shit to Bastila for losing her lightsaber. He's like, "Wait, you lost your lightsaber? Like you're a fucking Jedi, this proficient Jedi, and you lost a lightsaber. Doesn't that go against some kind of code? Like you fucking lost your lightsaber." It reminded me of Attack of the Clones, where Obi-Wan briefly
1,000
chastises
credits.
Anakin for losing his lightsaber. It's like, this weapon is your life. And it doesn't go beyond that, but this guy fucking berates her and just ridicules her in public for losing a lightsaber. It's great. I
In
don't know. I
public on
really,
a Sith quarantined planet, mind
yeah,
you.
I
So he's
know.
like, "You lost your lightsaber? Down."
Yeah, it's like, dude, do you want to say that a little bit louder? Fuck. Anyway,
I
they
don't think
acquire
they
the
heard
droid.
you over at the Sith base.
I really like the design of this droid, actually. I don't know if it's a design of a droid that's been used in anything else, but it's just R2D2 enough, but like the base of like the legs is different. Like it's a relatively unique droid.
It's the older model. It's
Yeah.
like the skeletal model where like you see all this like stuff that would one day just be fit into a cylinder to be prettier.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
It's like the less pretty R2. Yeah.
It fits the R2 gap in the story. Like of course we need a droid, so it's filling those tropes. But yeah, it's quite a cool design. I like it. Let's see. I think then it's Malik, right? So they've got everything they need. They're going to try and take the ship. And then we have well, first off, the designs of the ships. I really like the designs of the enemy fleet in this. They're kind of like this curved pincer lobster claw looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was immediately I was trying to think. There's a ship where I've seen this design before in something, and I'm going to give you two possibilities, and I know it's one of them, but I haven't seen them both in a long time. One is Galaxy Quest, and it's like Ceres' ship, but I think that's more just cylindrical with like a green tractor beam thing in the middle, so it might not be that shape. Or it's 2009 Star Trek movie, the villain ship. Is it Nero or whatever he's called?
If I had to guess between from those two, I would say probably Galaxy Quest because I think they only have one ship in Star Trek 2009.
Oh no! Oh yeah, so it's the Narada. Yeah, if you go onto Google and you type in Nero ship or just Narada 2009 Star Trek, it's got some spikes on it. It's kind of like a similar type of shape. It's maybe not as close as I thought it was, but yeah, it's a cool
Okay.
enemy.
Kind of looks like the Reapers from Mass Effect,
Yeah,
but like less organic.
but I like the design anyway. And then we have evil villain Darth Malik, who's like, wipe them out.
Face.
Answer me thing in the mouth face, and he's just like, wipe out this pathetic planet. And then we get a Braveheart moment where the Imperial officer is just like, But sir, won't we hit our own troops? And he's like, yes, but we'll hit theirs as well. We have reserves. Mustache twirl, mustache twirl, mustache twirl.
So here's the thing about that. That character has already committed like a similar atrocity to this in the lore. Like I could see him saying, but our own troops are still on the surface. But he opens with, but we'd be killing all these countless civilians. And it's like, you did that to Telos. They talk about that in this game.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
The other guy, Kevin, he in his special edition, they replace him with a different commander in that scene specifically.
One thing that keeps confusing me, and I know, there's a clue in the name, Knights of the Old Republic. This is a long time ago. But their uniforms, like, especially on this guy, they're just the goddamn Empire.
Look, okay, they are, so they're fitting, so okay. He's using mods to have higher res textures. They are closer to what the Empire was, but they also, the originals were pretty Empire-y. All the Sith troopers look exactly the same.
Yeah. I mean, you look at them and go, okay, so they're our stormtroopers for this, but the design is completely different. But this is the grey kind of Nazi SS uniform. You've even got like the little pin badge that has the red and the yellow and the blue dots on it, and the hats. Like it's pretty exact. So they know that the escape pods have landed on this planet, and to prevent the Jedi from escaping, they're going to bombard the planet. Basically, they're just going to rain fire upon them until they
planet from the face of the fuck.
Now, when he said that, I thought, are you just going to aim at the city? Like, do they know the specific part of the city that they've landed on, or are they just going to do laps around the planet and just fucking scorch Earth?
They just formed a line and they went.
I do like the shot where it cuts to the perspective from the ground. Actually, part of it reminds me of like Battlestar Galactica. I don't know if is it what was the name of the capital where the Caprica, that was it. Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the look of that. It's been a long time since I've seen that, but yeah. So our big evil meanie bad guy. I guess that subplot there where he's saying we'll hit our own troops. It's kind of like the deleted scenes from Return of the Jedi with, I can never say his name, Moff Gideon. There's a lot of J's and there's a lot of R's in there. And I think the Emperor says like, "Oh, destroy the planet" or something. He's like, "Well, our troops are down there," and he's like, "I'm not going to do that," or he hesitates at least.
He does it, yeah.
It's a really cool character moment. I kind of wish that stuff was left in. Anyway, they start bombarding the planet. There's a slight altercation with the crime boss, but they eventually get in the ship, and the place is just nuked from the sky by the Sith, but they manage to get away. And we get another callback to the OT with one thing that did make me laugh, and I'm guessing so it's the bit where they sit in the gunner seat, right, in the in the Falcon shooting at the TIE fighter. Yeah. Yeah, he's just, I've never done this before. Pew, pew! I got them. And I'm just like, oh, fuck, okay.
Oh, that's a Jedi thing. I mean, it's after she talked about it, but,
Well, I'm guessing in the game there's like a whole bunch of gameplay there where you aim in the turret and you got to shoot them. But because this has been like chopped down into a movie, it's just like, I've never done this before. I don't think I can do it. Immediately bullseyes it. And he's just like, oh, okay, cool. I did it. I'm like, great. Even Luke didn't. Even Luke like bullseye Womprats in his T-16 back home. It took him like a good few shots before he landed one on that TIE fighter in A New Hope is all I'm saying.
I don't know how I don't remember how immediately he starts hitting, like getting hits. I just remember it like cuts. Okay, straight away.
Straight away. It just made me laugh.
It's a really easy mini game. I got to be honest.
So that's episode 3. And I was trying to think of the structure of this. I was thinking like, oh, would this have been better if we'd have done like a 3-episode opener because they're all kind of like tied to the same planet a little bit? Would it have been better to sort of launch it with 3 episodes in the intro?
I get that. If I did that, then you either would get the end of Volume 1 and then the first episode of Volume 2 in the same day, or you'd only get one episode for the end of Volume 2 for Volume 1.
Yeah. So then we move on to episode 4, and Bastila is still obsessed with the main character, and she says, like, we're going to train you up as a Jedi. I'm going to bring you before the council. There's a Jedi enclave on Dantooine, so we're going to chart a course for that. And I was like, oh, this is cool, because I know of Dantooine. Dantooine is far too remote, and that's to make an effective demonstration. That's all I know of Dantooine. I've never seen pictures of the planet. I don't know what it looks like. So
you know what he means by that, by the way? Because like I've heard people's interpretation of that scene. I was like, that's not what he said. Like, you said the right thing, but do you know what he means by it's too remote to make an effective demonstration?
I'm guessing that Dantooine as a planet doesn't really have much to do with neighboring planets, so no one would really miss it disappearing.
Notice that it was even gone. Exactly.
Yeah.
Probably also why she chose it, if I'm being honest. It's just like, where are the missile defense codes, Mr. Mr. President? Tell us and we won't destroy the capital.
Yeah.
They're in Harlem.
So yeah, I was excited to see Dantooine. I'm like, let's do this. And here's the thing: in the EU before this point, did Dantooine get fleshed out, or was this the first thing to do it by showing the planet's surface?
Dantooine had been around.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I didn't know if it had been like mapped out, or we'd actually seen what its environment was like and what was on there and everything. Yeah,
it's orange. It's kind of brown.
So they get to the Jedi Temple, and in this edit, at least, there's some really nice Jeremy Soule Skyrim music, which always makes me happy because it's one of the best soundtracks ever committed to the page for a video game, for anything really. I absolutely love the Elder Scrolls music, which is convenient because I believe he did the music to the Knights of the Old Republic games, so it's probably why it fits so well. So
sorry, somebody just tried to call me. I'm just making sure that I'm like, hey, I can't talk right now.
That's fine. So we get to the Jedi Temple, and they introduce us to a bunch of Jedi Masters. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them. There's this red Twi'lek-looking dude who looks really slimy and gloopy. He kind of looks like a gummy worm, and I don't trust him. I wouldn't pick him. Not that I'm like racist against Twi'leks or anything. In fact, if there was a nice hot Twi'lek Jedi Master chick, then I'd probably go with her. But this guy just looks like...
That's the path to the dark side, Chris. Be careful.
He looks like... I tell you what he looks like. He looks like... Do you remember Tim Curry as Darkness from that fantasy movie, Legend?
Yes.
He looks like him if, like, Darkness covered himself in Vaseline. Yeah. I'm just gonna let that one sit.
Ew. That's an image now that I have. Thank you.
But initially the Jedi Masters are like, well, I was like, come on, he is too old. He is too old to begin the training. And now I know that Luke did train briefly in the OT, but we're going with like Old Republic here. This is like way before all of that shit, before we had a Last Hope. He is far too old to begin the training. But apparently, like, I know the twist. So I know he's going to have skills already that are going to be unearthed.
But also, he's like, I just want to point at this stage, they're taking these too old. They would have taken Anakin. Yeah. They're like, this Jedi too old isn't that young. Yeah. Or not too old isn't that young for them. But he's a full-grown man in this scenario. But like somebody who's like Anakin's age could become a young one.
Mm-hmm. There's also there's also a not Yoda character who's voiced by the guy who does Yoda's voice in Clone Wars.
Master Vandar, love that guy. He doesn't talk backwards. He just says what he means and means what he says.
And this other Jedi Master agrees to train Dam. We then cut to is it Dan talking to the blue Twi'lek chick?
Oh, mission? Yeah.
Yeah, and I sense there's a relationship blooming between these two. There's that kind of
She's
like
14.
Oh, in which case it's not going to happen. I thought they were doing like a whole meet cute thing where they're arguing. It's kind of like the Leia and Han thing in Empire Strikes Back, and she's like, "Oh my god,
Wait.
no one's ever said
Between
this to me before."
Oh my god, between Karth and Mission? Oh my god, that is predatory.
I thought that's what was happening. I thought we were. Oh, that is it is his friend, isn't
No,
it? Yeah, it's not Dan. So yeah. I thought, oh,
yeah,
okay,
no,
so we're getting the whole bickering, bantery back and forth.
yeah, no. She needs a father figure, not like a
Yeah,
love
because
interest.
she does mention that he's older and he does refer to her as kid. But I thought it was like a Han Solo term of endearment kind of kid, like, hey kid. Like, I didn't realize, oh no, she's actually a kid. This is really awkward now. But yeah, that's what I thought they were doing.
Honestly, it feels weird that like as you can play as her and kill people.
Mm-hmm. I know this
That's
person.
I know that person.
Hey,
That person just
Emily.
tried to call me. Oh my god.
Right, what happens after this? So there's that awkward moment, which I thought they were setting up for a thing. Oh, we then cut to Dan, who's sleeping and has weird, trippy visions of Darth Revan and Darth Malak entering some kind of ancient temple with some glowy map device thing in the middle, and apparently it's secrets of the Starforge. So I don't know if it's a map to the location of the Starforge, and I'm so tired of people in Star Wars trying to find maps to the locations of things. I'm fucking over it.
Yeah, this was 2003. This was 2003. This was like the first one.
Oh, fine.
And they didn't pick it up again
How many
till, like,
maps? How many
2015.
MacGuffins have we had since then? We've had the map to Skywalker.
Okay.
That's one. We've had
2015.
we had the fucking dagger. That's a MacGuffin map type thing.
No. The dagger isn't the map. The Wayfinder is the map.
Okay, that's another thing.
The dagger is just like an arrow.
In Ahsoka, there's a fucking map.
That's 3 maps.
But those were in very close succession of one another, right?
Very
You
close
got to give me
succession.
that.
Yeah, no. It was like considering it was 2003 to 2015 between the first and second. Yeah, no, this was a lot of maps recently.
Was there a map in Acolyte of some kind?
No.
Oh, you don't. I guess you don't need a map because you've got Basil, who can just fucking smell where someone is from kilometers away.
I love Basil. I'm telling you, he's tenebrous.
I agree. I actually think you're right. There is reason to back that up. So anyway, Dan's having like weird trippy visions, and he doesn't know what they mean. I know what they mean, but he doesn't know what they mean at this point.
Question.
Uh-huh.
What did you think of the animation in the vision of Malak and Revan? What did you think of the animations that were used?
Like it looks fine. There's you can tell it's a dream because the screen's covered in Vaseline and it's kind of blurry and stuff. Yeah, it's
okay. Fine. So in the game, if that's like a pre-rendered cutscene with these like more intricate animation where he's like, I can feel its power.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently those animations are like buried somewhere in the game because in the special edition, the other guy's special edition, they actually replicate the original scene because since it's pre-rendered, it's like standard definition.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, he's using commonly used animations that are more readily available, which I'm not faulting. Mm-hmm. I'm just pointing out that is what is happening here, and I was curious as to what you thought.
There's one weird bit, and I think it's in this because I think there's a couple. He has a couple of dreams in this episode. It's in one of them where you just hear someone go like, like muffled talking, and I was like, I could have done without that. Like, do we need the muffled talking? I don't know if that's in the actual game or if that's been added in or whatnot. I'm not sure. Yes. It's weird.
No. that is added.
But
That's pretty added.
yeah, I'd have done away with that. But Dan and Basilar apparently have the same dream. There's like some kind of force bond between the two of them. The strength of your bond, a dyad in the force. I'm like, oh no, we're doing the thing again.
Even a withered old panther like you can see that, Palpatine.
We then cut to lightning fast Jedi training. Power of a montage. Even Rocky had a montage. And he goes from 0 to hero in the span of a couple of minutes. And I'm like, wow, I thought Jedi training took decades to achieve, but apparently not.
I would have liked the so his master has been changed from the guy that you call the Vaseline covered gummy worm to this guy. And at the end, all you get is a montage, whereas in this, you actually get some scenes with him like training. But at the end of the montage, and this would have been really good to include. I forget his name, but the Jedi tells you, you have accomplished in weeks what many cannot do in years. It's just like, we are acknowledging that this is weird. But congratulations, you are level 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he's doing all the things that Rey does. He's sitting cross-legged and hovering off the ground and floating shit around him. He's building his own lightsaber. He's sparring. He's beating Jedi masters that have trained for decades. And we get the Batman Begins music in the background during this edit.
I think based off of how that scene ended, it's like it's okay that he did that because he was kind of making a point.
Mm.
Also, he did not need to specify. He's like, you forgot about my true weapon. And then he gets knocked over with the Force, and then he gets up and he says, the Force. He's like, did not need to say that. Could have just said, you forgot my true weapon.
Yeah.
We get it. We know what he's talking about. We just saw it.
That's true. That's true.
I have said this to him since it came out, like in a call. I've talked to him about this. I'm like, you did not need that.
Yeah, and they're playing the Batman Begins music. It's the music that plays when Bruce Wayne is training with the League of Assassins. So it's the League of Shadows in that movie, isn't it? It's the League of Assassins in the comics.
It is.
And it's like, when it starts off, it's like dun, 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 dun. I was like, I know this music, I know what they're doing. And then they go one step too far with it. It's like, in case your brain didn't already know that it was from Batman Begins, the Jedi Master who trains him has a very similar monologue to what Liam Neeson has to Bruce Wayne in that scene. And he's like, once I had a wife, she was taken from me.
You're going to notice that Varkor Filoni is a lot of movies not in Star Wars as well.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to see you're going to see Last Jedi, Lord of the Rings.
Oh no, God. He's one of these strange people that likes The Last Jedi. We're fucked.
Hang on. He has his criticism, but like you get moments from a moment from The Last Jedi, followed by a moment from Lord of the Rings that are like tied together, and then you go to Rogue One.
Oh God.
This is
so have I missed anything major by watching this version compared to the original game version with the Twi'lek guy?
No.
Okay.
No. If you want to watch that montage, you're welcome to, but all I think is he should have included the line, "You've done in weeks what many cannot do in years."
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he builds his crystal, and they say that the crystals, we know this anyway, have different properties, have different relations to your personality, to your fighting style, to your place in the order, and things like that. And he goes for a blue one. I was like, good choice. I'd probably go green, but I think he's suited to a blue one. I don't. What colors do they let you choose from in the actual game? Because I'm assuming that's a very customizable individual thing.
You just get 3 in when you first make your lightsaber. So basically, you don't choose what you do choose in the end, but you take a test and it's like, hey, we think you should pick this one.
Does each color give you like a different buff in the game?
So the way the game works is when you make your character, you pick one of three classes:
Yeah.
soldier, scoundrel, or scout. And then when you get to Dantooine, you stop leveling up as one of those three and you transition to a different three.
Hmm.
So if you pick, so you take a test and you can be a sentinel, a guardian, or a consular.
Hmm.
I could go through every single question. You know what, Chris? In your travels, you come across a locked door. You know you know what you're looking for is on the other side. How do you proceed?
Wait, there's a locked door. Just give me that again. There's a locked door.
There's a lot in your travels. You encounter a locked door. What you're looking for is on the other side. How do you proceed?
This is from something, isn't it? I've heard this before.
No, this the first question you're asked when you're taking your like what color lightsaber should I have?
Oh, there is a locked door. What I need is on the other side. Well, I guess the Sith answer is going to be try and kick the door down and use
No, that's
brute
blue.
force to get through.
No, that's blue.
Oh, okay.
They try to like cut it or break it down. Yeah.
There's going to be like look for another way around or something. Look for another way in.
I guess that's probably yellow. That it was like pick the lock.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was one of the options. Yeah, okay.
Guess what green is?
Meditate on this.
Knock.
Oh, I thought it was an empty room.
I don't. All he says, what you need is on the other side.
Hmm.
If the door's locked, maybe there's somebody there.
And then the end of this is just kind of really it's just really perplexing. They say there is a dark side nexus, and I thought, oh, okay, we're doing a Last Jedi thing here. We're doing an Empire Strikes Back thing. There's going to be like a dark side cave where he needs to go in and meet his demons and confront his past and know where he's going for his future.
Yeah.
And
Well,
this
kind
dark
of,
side,
actually, but
it's not really a dark side nexus. They just say there's like a dark side force coming from somewhere, and
it's yeah, like the grove is tainted.
that's it, yeah. And then he just kind of saunters out in silence, and you just hear his footfalls on the grass, which is almost comedic timing. Then he just finds it, and the dark side aura that is in this grove is in the form of fucking Bomb Ballerina from Cats, who is just there.
I will be your doom. Here's the thing. That's about how it goes in the game. You walk up to the grove. You have two companions with you if you want. It stops because it's forces you into a cutscene. She gets up. She turns around. She walks over, hands out, and then your two companions are stuck in stasis. And she says, "I will be your doom," and then the fight starts. And then
And
you fight her
yeah,
until you can talk to her.
and she is a Khajiit. She is
A Cathar.
she is waiting for the Jellicle ball for Jellicle cats, and
Oh
she's
my
like,
god.
I kill. I don't know what accent I'm doing. I'm doing some kind of like pseudo Russian European accent going on.
I don't know what accent she was doing.
Yeah, she's like, I got pissed off at my master and I killed him. Aha! And I'm like, she's got fucking anger issues. Okay. And then, literally, in a line of dialogue, he's like, go back to the Jedi. They will forgive you. And it wasn't even like a mind trick. It was almost like a mind trick. It felt like a mind trick. And she was just like, that is a very good idea. I now know that killing is bad. And I will go to the Jedi Academy and repent for my sins and hope that they forgive me.
It is slightly more complicated than that, but okay, but not that much.
The Jedi that she'd be returning to, they were around, right, when she killed her master. Her
Probably.
master was like one of their close friends, probably.
Oh, her master's still alive, by the way. She just got wounded.
Spoiler alert! I didn't know that.
They don't talk about it in the movie or the show. It's just
Oh,
we never even see her.
oh.
Here's the
Okay.
way. Okay, here's how this side quest goes. Juhani, the cat person. I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna. You don't find out about until next week, but she's a companion.
Okay.
So you can either kill her and just not have that companion, and you get 8 instead of 9 companions.
Mhm.
Uh,
9
in
companions.
ironically in the canonical one, in Kevin's movies, he just killed her off screen and never acknowledged it, and it's just like not a part of his story. And I was like, yeah, with what he's going for, that actually works a lot better. But
Yeah.
with what Varkor, the story Varkor is telling, Juhani does have a role to play.
Yeah. I would be really cagey about bringing her into a group. I'd be like, she fucking murdered someone. Like, she's clearly unhinged. Like, this bitch, like, bipolar
Yeah,
out
she's
the
a cat
wazoo.
chick.
Like,
She's a lesbian cat girl.
she.
Like what?
Actually, I changed everything I just said. I take it back. Let's pick her up. She might come in handy. But yeah, this bitch got mood swings. She's got her own mood swing in the back garden. Like, I killed someone and I am the dark side and I am evil. And he's like, yeah, but killing is bad. And she's like, you're right, killing is bad. I must go and I
Well,
must be forgiven.
so here's how it really goes. She's like, I killed because I am powerful, or at least I thought I was powerful, but you are clearly more powerful. And he's just like, the dark sign is not enough. And she's like, clearly you are right. And it's just like, you could still go back. And it's just like, would they take me? Roll a charisma check.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Which that's how you do it. You hit persuade, and if your persuade skill is high enough, she will go back. If she does, if it's not, she puts her hands in her head and does this
Mhm.
and says, "No, it was I who killed her." I don't remember what she says after that because that's when I skip
Mhm.
to try the persuade again.
And she's like, I want to go home and rethink my life. And she does exactly that, and I think that's where the episode ends. She
That is where this
goes
episode
home
wraps up.
to rethink her life, and that is the end of episode 4.
What do you think about this episode? We've been we've been talking about as long no, as the first two, but not the length of these two. I think actually, how long are they?
I enjoyed seeing Dantooine. I definitely enjoyed these 2 episodes more than the first 2. I think it's nice that the plot's sort of getting underway now. There's a bit more intrigue, and we're sort of
Happening.
we're building more world stuff. I'm hoping we get away from the restraints of we're making a Star Wars thing, so we need loads of things to remind people that this is Star Wars, like cantina bars and pod races and things like this.
Okay, here's the thing.
Oh no.
What do you think the next planet they go to would be?
Well, so he's getting his Jedi training here. What is their mission? Their mission is they haven't got to relay like a message to anyone, have they? They've just got to stop the Sith is going to be their mission, I'm assuming.
Right.
Now the
Yeah.
Sith
Something
are
to do with that vision they had.
but they're going to have to try and get some kind of army. Like, it's not just going to be the companions. They're going to need some people to try and take down the fleet. So I guess they're going to go to the Republic, right, or something. They're going to try and get help from them.
No, this is a MacGuffin quest. They're gonna go planet to planet searching for a MacGuffin, dude.
Oh,
Remember how everyone's like, the Rise of Skywalker and the Force Awakens feels like you're watching somebody play a video game.
mm-hmm.
This is the video game that they're talking about.
So what's the MacGuffin?
Well, you'll find out next episode, but you see it in the vision that they see at
Oh,
the
it's
end.
the
Like
map to find the Star Forge.
yeah, but the map is gonna have you got to go to these planets to find more MacGuffin.
Oh. And people like this game. That's what I'm holding on to. People really like this game and say this is one of the best Star Wars things ever. And it's like incredibly well written. And I like aspects of it.
second
I
one.
like seeing this new Jedi temple. I like learning the history about this
Oh yeah,
place
the
and
Jedi
seeing
Enclave is
Dantooine's
great.
pretty cool.
Yeah, you only ever in the game you can like you ask the masters, hey, I thought the Jedi Council was on Coruscant, and they're like, yeah, we're the council of this enclave.
We're
Although this
we're
guy's in the actual council.
we're a local Jedi temple from Acolyte episode 2 with
Exactly. I mean,
fat fuck Jedi for some reason.
that's actually like how it works, though. They do have like enclaves throughout. Yeah. Um, you're like I'm hoping we get away from the member berries, and I'm like, oh my god, you
Oh
don't
my
know what the
sweet
next
summer
planet
child.
is.
Yeah.
You don't even know what the let me
I'm
put it to you
thinking
like
I'll
this. You're
like
gonna be like, I don't like this planet.
I'm thinking I'll like Knights of the Old Republic 2 a lot more than this one.
I don't know. You don't like it when it becomes meta analytical.
Well, no, I don't. And this whole thing, like, oh, you have to have both the dark and the light inside to be balanced. I'm like, shut up. No, you don't.
No. Here's the thing. That it doesn't. That's not what it's doing. It's just saying don't like to devote yourself to the second one is about, or at least Krea's standpoint is to devote yourself to an ideal. You will never understand. It's like you will always be a slave to it. The
Hmm.
Jedi are blinded by doctrine because they are utterly unwilling to compromise because they see the fall of the Jedi as worse than the fall of the Force itself.
Hmm.
It's not about have. In fact, if you go dark in that game, she's like, you figured out nothing. If you go light, you have to go the light path, but like a moral human being, not the perfect Jedi.
Hmm. So it's basically the Jedi need to end because the Jedi are shit again, which I fucking hate. But
No. You need the you need the real lost Jedi were the friends we made along the way.
oh, oh, I take it back. I'm probably going to prefer this one to Knights of the Old Republic 2. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say on it so far. So, yeah, the next 2 episodes will be going up this Sunday, and they will be on your channel. So
Last
again,
2 episodes of Volume 1.
yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. 6 episodes. So volume 1 will be done in the can, but obviously there's still 2 other volumes to go. So we're going to be doing this for, I think you said, like the next 7 or 8 weeks or so. So 2 episodes
Yeah,
will be going up every Sunday on your channel. Link to your channel is going across the bottom there. So we encourage everyone to watch those ahead of time and then join us to discuss it and watch me try and piece it all together. Fuck. Wrong way. I had it at the beginning and I've lost it. There we go. But yeah, this was cool. So we will see you again next Wednesday for more Star Wars talk. See ya.
the Force will be with you.
Always.
Unnatural.